Appreciate that, Ms. Monk. So now, one of the common features of many of our rallies so far is presentations and hearing from family members who've been victimized. And to narrate that, I want to introduce somebody who's been a partner in my journey on this. Somebody who, like me, recognized the problem and stood up. They didn't follow, they stood up and led. And that's Cara Castanueva. She started an organization called Citizens Against Political Persecution, all on her own. And she grew that group. They've had significant rallies. I've cooperated with them. We've done rallies and events together. And I can't tell you how much respect I have for her courage. She recognized the problem, and she used the First Amendment and her constitutional rights and her democratic tools to do something about it. That is the model of America First community organizing. So please welcome her to the stage. Thank you.
Hey everybody, and thank you for coming out today. My name is Cara Castanueva. I am the founder of Citizens Against Political Persecution, and I would like to personally thank Matt for organizing this day today, which, take a look around. Do you see an insurrection? Who watched the news this week? Who read the media? Who was terrified to come here? You know, shame on the people in the system that put fear in the hearts of American citizens to stay home and to not come out. Many of whom have called me and messaged me begging and pleading for me to stay home because they fear for my life and my freedom. What kind of America has this become when people are afraid to come out and protest? This is a peaceful protest, and before I present some information to you later on, I would like to introduce one of the family members of the detainees in DC jail who is right now, as we speak, being held in solitary confinement. Her name is Kelly. She's the girlfriend of Jonathan Mellis. I would like to bring her to the stage. Kelly. And she's going to read a letter. So everybody please welcome Kelly.
Thank you for your bravery. Thank you for coming today to stand up for the First Amendment and human rights across the country. I'm here for Jonathan Mellis, but I'm going to read another letter that was written by somebody's mother who actually shares a wall with John and is subject to the same torture, including, well, John's in solitary confinement and he has been for no reason. That's a whole story. But last night for dinner, they were served 4 pieces of white bread, a cookie, and a packet of tartar sauce. According to them, that's a nutritious meal, and they violated their own rule book on multiple occasions. So I think America needs to become very well versed in the treatment of these men. It's human rights that we're talking about, and it's completely nonpartisan. Amen. Dear Matt Brainerd, I just got off the phone after speaking to my son. He's in January 6th detainee in the Gulag of DC. Over the months, I have heard of the horrors these U.S. citizens and veterans are being subjected to. Today, I have found out some more indignities forced upon them. He told me he's not allowed to shave or cut his hair. It's been 7 months now with no shave or haircut. As a veteran, he is supposed to be meeting with a veteran representative weekly. He has yet to meet with one. How can our country treat its citizens and veterans in such a manner? As a mother, my heart is broken. I am quickly losing all confidence in our great nation. Initially, he was granted bail, redacted, only to have it overruled by a judge in DC. This judge made a statement that she wants all federal judges to be hard on the insurrectionists. How is this allowed? He's not being charged with any violent crime. He's lost his job, lost friends, family is in the process of losing his home. He's denied visits from family. His jailers treat these men like scum. There's absolutely no presumption of innocence. I just wanted to let your organization know of the terrible conditions these brave men are being subjected to. Even death row inmates get haircuts and are allowed to shave. This reminds me of how the Jewish people were treated by the Nazis. I've never thought I would live to see such treatment in the United States. I've watched some of your rallies and wish I could afford to attend. I know that you sometimes read letters by family members. If you should happen to read this letter, please don't reveal his name. I don't want any retaliation to be given to him. Thank you for all of your efforts, and please keep up the good fight. Sincerely, a concerned mother. Thank you, guys. Thank you for being here. God bless America.
Next up, I'm going to introduce Jeff Zink. He's the father of one of the political detainees, and I can't imagine what it would feel like to be a parent and have a child in prison right now being held in solitary confinement with no bail, thinking that you brought this kid up in America where there's a constitution and there's due process, and now your son or your daughter is being held in prison with no bail indefinitely. So I would like to bring Jeff Zink up. He is the father of a political prisoner. Everybody give a hand for Jeff Zink.
Good afternoon, everybody. How are y'all doing? First and foremost, I want to tell you that I was here on January 6th. I condemned the violence. I condemned the things that took place that were not American, not patriotic. This America is about peaceful protest, and that's what I expect all of us to do as well. So why are we here? It seems that this place has decided, and the government has decided, to start suppressing American citizens, their First Amendment rights. They can't speak out. It's times like these that good men and women need to stand up that are called by God. What happened on January 6th? I can give you a first-hand account. We, the people, came to hear a message. What we came to do is to go and peacefully let our voices be heard. As Matt said earlier, this is not about Trump. This is not about Democrat or Republican. This is about right and wrong. How are we going to effectively make change? We must speak for those that are silent. We must bring light to what is happening to the prisoners and our fellow American citizens. My son was with me 100% of the time on J6. When the FBI came to my doorstep and interrogated me for an hour and a half, they cleared me of any wrongdoing, that they couldn't find 1 ounce of evidence to hold me. However, my son on February the 4th had his door kicked in by 15 FBI agents, flashbanged him and his dog, and put him on the floor and handcuffed him and dragged him out of his house. My son has also lost his job and his home because of this. He was incarcerated for 6 weeks in D.C. until we finally got an attorney to get him out. So he is out of the prison, but what he told me that happened inside there was the fact that they had cells with black mold on the corners, that they were not allowed to see, he was not allowed to see his attorney or his family members. He went as many days as 5 without shaving or showering. I have personal video of another gentleman who was actually breaking windows, and I provided that video to the FBI. It wasn't until August the 14th that he was actually arrested. He was identified as Hunter Empty in California. His only deal that he did is that by actually physically breaking the law, and I provided the Capitol Police with my card and information, and he did they didn't arrest him. But all my son did was video him, and he ended up being incarcerated. It is times like these that good men and women have got to start standing up. We need to start saying no more. God tells us to walk boldly in this world and not to fear
All right, guys, shut down.
anything at